So, of course, we should point out that it was still a few pennies short of that mark at the close.
Right. For history's sake, it would have been nice if it maintained it, but it still crossed the mark, and that puts it in a very exclusive club. Let's dive into the Bloomberg, because what's also remarkable about hitting the $2 trillion mark is that it did it despite two significant pullbacks earlier in the year, in February, and again in May, and yet rose again, in large part on a lot of bets by investors that it would continue to dominate in the cloud space, that its enterprise software would continue to do well. And let's look at the intraday chart, because yes, it did hit the mark and managed to close just a bit shy. It joins Apple. Saudi Arabia's Aramco also crossed the mark into the $2 trillion territory briefly in December of 2019, but has fallen back since then. Again, Microsoft crossed it intraday, fell back by pennies at the end of the close, but history has been made nonetheless. And what's also really fascinating to watch as we watch who joins this company next is how long it took Microsoft to get to the first $1 trillion mark. We dive back into the Bloomberg, you can see it took 33 years from its IPO to reach its level. It only took 2 years to cross the second $1 trillion mark and join Apple. And again, there are some other tech companies following on their heels. Heidi?
Right. So how far behind are Amazon and Alphabet, Sue?
Well, that's all going to depend on how the market continues to rise. What we do know about Amazon and Alphabet is that they're not that far behind in terms of the market valuations. Amazon actually is at $1.87 trillion, Alphabet $1.6 trillion. And if we look at what the drivers have been from Microsoft, how did it get across the mark? A lot of analysts say they really did everything right. They check all the boxes, and they're really involved in almost everything tech: gaming, cloud, automation, analytics, AI. They certainly, analysts say, will benefit from the economic reopening and the continuing shift toward the cloud.